It is 32 degrees in Milan, about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I packed my bag. I will finish my coffee, and I think I'm going to take some photos at the lake. Do you want to come along? Welcome to my channel. Here we talk about photography and I make videos just like this one where I just get my car, get out and take some photos. So if you're here for the first time and you love photography like me, it might be a good idea to subscribe. This is a very last minute decision. Nevertheless, I will try to make the most out of it. It is 6:15. I'm still in Milan in traffic, and it will take me about an hour and a half to get to 𝗬𝗂. I have a couple of spots in my mind. I'm not sure I will be able to get to both. Sunset is at 8:55. At least here in Milan, there are a few clouds. Who knows, maybe I will find some colors, maybe not. But as I preached to myself in the last video, the idea is to practice. I took my very last photo about 10 months ago. So today's practice is not about acquiring new skills, but is actually about rehearsing the skills that I used to have. So if you haven't been taking photos as well, or you are working on your landscape photography, long exposure photography workflow, come along in this video so that you might use my practice to rehearse your own workflow. You might not know that I play tennis. I actually love to play tennis. But unfortunately, I injured my right foot, and I haven't been able to play tennis for 5 months. Last week though, I was able to get back on the court, and as you can imagine, I wasn't able to be very competitive, and I will not be very competitive for a while. But I am so happy that I can hit the ball again and have fun on the court. So the feeling that I have right now with this landscape photography session is pretty similar. At the same time, let me digress for a second. I have a friend in California that I like to play tennis with. I prefer not to make any name, but Kamal, next time you will see me on the court, I will still kick your butt. And finally, I have arrived. I am in 𝗬𝗏𝗪. 𝗬𝗏𝗪 is a little village, beautiful, little, charming village at the tip of the land that separates the two branches of 𝗬𝗂, the branch of Como and the branch of Lecco. I've been walking around 𝗬𝗏𝗪 for a while, searching for an intriguing composition. So I finally landed right here, where I found a few posts on the water And pose together with the peers really do the trick for me, as I like to have some elements in my foreground, some still elements that will enhance the smoothness of the water in a long exposure photo. It is 15 minutes to sunset, so let me set up. I don't have a lot of time. I need to remember my workflow, so let's rehearse together. So the very first thing I do always is, before setting my camera on the tripod, I move around in order to find the perfect composition from this spot. And what I have identified is that I like to have my posts on the right third of my frame. I will have the horizon right in the middle of the frame, and hopefully I will get some colors behind the mountains. It doesn't look super promising, but you never know. Then we'll see if we get some reflections, colors on the water, you name it. Fantastic. I have a boat arriving right here, right in my frame. Hopefully this will be just a quick maneuver. They come and they go. Not sure. So unfortunately the boat is not moving. I don't have a lot of time. The sun is about to set. The colors are happening right now, so I cannot wait. I will need to slightly change my compositions. I am going to attach my remote shutter release. At ISO 64 and f8, I have 1/10, which means with at 10 stops, according to the ND calculator app, I will have with a 10 stops 1 minute 42 seconds long exposure. But since we are at sunset and the light is decreasing, I am going to almost double it to 3 minutes. I will also use a neutral density gradient filter in order to compensate the light in the sky. Let's do it. I don't have a lot of time. Here's my 10 stops. Here's my gradient. I have a nice group of people right in front of me. That's great. Un secondo, sì. I'm going to manual set on bulb. I guess this was not really meant to be right in the middle of my video, right where I'm setting up the camera and talking about my workflow. I have a fantastic bachelorette party right next to me. I have the boat that never moved. In the meanwhile, my long exposure finished. Let's check it out. It's kind of cool. I do have some colors behind the mountains. Unfortunately, my foreground is not very strong because I could only have one of the posts in my frame, which is to the far right of the frame. Is not super strong, but it doesn't really matter. So maybe this was not a very successful photography session. I got a second group of people next to me. I get embarrassed when I have to talk next to people, especially Italians. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Overall, I'm happy anyway. I'm happy that I'm back taking photos. I'm happy that I'm back finding peace doing the things that I like photography. I'm also happy that I didn't completely forget my long exposure photography workflow, and so I hope that this video will encourage you to get back to photography if, like me, you put it on hold for a second. And if you never tried it instead, maybe this video will encourage you to give it a go. So I hope that somehow this video was useful for you. But anyhow, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.